Hi, my name is Vito, and I recently graduated this past June from the University of Guelph with a major in European Studies and a minor in German. I've been many places, but mostly I've been to Germany. I spent a lot of time during my third year. I did my third year undergrad at the University of Konstanz, and then after that, after I finished my fourth year, I spent 2 months at the University of Bremen doing an internship there, and I'm just about to head off to the University of Leipzig, Germany, to start my master's program. There are many reasons why students should consider an exchange. I mean, there's the academic aspect, of course, especially for students pursuing European studies. I mean, what better way to study Europe than in Europe? You know, a medical student would go and do an internship at a hospital. A European studies student goes and has the practical experience of living and studying and working in Europe. So there's obviously the academic aspect, there's the language. I mean, what a learning curve. You know, you come out with sufficient after 2 years here at Guelph, but then going over there and you're working and you're communicating in that language, and it's a challenge, no question, but there's just such a sense of accomplishment after the year is over. And also then on the personal side of things, if I can get kind of corny on you, it's just a real growing experience, because you're faced with many challenges and you meet an incredible number of people from all over the world with different perspectives and ideas, and it's just an incredible opportunity. And there's so many different aspects of your life that will change, and you'll really grow as a person. I found in my own experience anyway, that I can recommend it to almost anyone. The School of Languages and Literature is set up so that to prepare students for success, especially during their year abroad. The European Studies program, for example, it's built into the program that you spend your year abroad. So the professors know what they're talking about. You know, you email them and you say, these are the courses I want to take, would this work? And also on personal matters as well, they've often lived themselves in Europe, and they've had a lot of students go over and live in Europe. So things that come up, roommate issues, you're just having troubles or whatever, feel free to email them. So you really have that support network that maybe isn't there in other schools. In addition to that, you have the languages, and all the professors are on the same floor, so they're all interconnected and talking to one another. So there is that built-in support, and the language professors make you proficient enough and give you the tools in order for success. And then I found, especially now, after the European Studies program, once everything's said and done, you go out there with an incredible array of knowledge, skill, and experience that a lot of different, either it's master's programs or employers, it's what they're looking for. You know, an exchange looks very nice on a resume, and it not only says, you know, you're curious about the world, but shows a certain level of perseverance, you know, just by having that on your resume and saying that you've accomplished that. And on the languages and literature floor, and I can speak mostly to European studies, you've got your hands in so many different disciplines. I've studied simultaneously political science, art history, classics, business. German was my minor, so obviously I delve into German full throttle with a lot of cultural understanding as well. And you don't get that sort of multidisciplinary learning in many other schools. Totally a paradigm shift. It really is, and you don't realize that you have a certain paradigm until you go over somewhere else and it's challenged. And I remember, you know, you're either having coffee with a group of friends in the middle of, you know, in a coffee house in Germany, and your friends can be from Albania and Russia and China and from all around Europe, and you're discussing, it could be something as mundane as the weather, or it could be something, you know, geopolitical, and issues get raised, and you realize that, you know, what you used to take as just fact maybe isn't. You know, there's all these different ideas out there, and not that you necessarily have to agree with them, but just exposing yourself to them makes you a much wider and expanded person, and just gives you that gives you another lens to look through life.